So I would say about 6 months after the first procedure, I was like, there is something wrong. This is not right. And you just are like, how could this happen? Why did this happen? I'm such an idiot, and then it affected my sex life for sure too.
Hi, I'm Sabrina, a licensed massage therapist and certified cosmetic surgery specialist. And this is Talk Plastic Surgery, where we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And today, I have on a very special patient that went through some pretty messed up stuff. From not even just being like emotionally abused, but also just completely dismissed. So without further ado, please welcome Amber. Hello. Yes. Thank you for coming on the show, Amber. So let's start with what was the first procedure that you had done?
So take it back to when I first saw him, I had my nose done.
Oh, okay.
And breast augmentation. And I was really happy with the results. Fast forward to 10 years down the road, I needed to get my breasts redone because everybody says that you should.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go bigger. So I was like, you know what? I'll go back to him. And I wanted to get some liposuction. I had like a little fat roll around my stomach that just would never go away. No matter how hard I worked out, no matter what I did, it was just always there.
Yeah.
So I could tell that things had changed in my second consultation. His office was bigger. You could tell it was more elaborate. Maybe there was some more ego going on. He definitely was way different than he was.
Yeah.
And he was dismissive from the very start.
Oh, like in what way?
Just because when I was asking like about the liposuction, he had no bedside manner. It was like when I asked him here, he was like, look, you're shaped like a square. You have no shape. You're like a boy. Not like, yeah. So, I mean, right then I was like, ooh, this is not the guy that I remember, but a lot can change in 10 years.
Yes. But oh my gosh.
I was really happy with my nose, like I said. So I was like, you know what? His work can speak for itself. I'm going to continue on with him because he's one of the best in Las Vegas, right?
Quote unquote.
Wrong.
Quote unquote. Did he really say verbatim, you're shaped like a boy?
He didn't say boy, but he was like, you're a square. He did say boy, but it was like, you're more shaped like a boy. You're more square. And I was just like, God damn, this one is no bedside manner at all. So it kind of threw me off, but I have thick skin, so I just continued on.
Yeah.
And I know it was kind of like shaped like a boy, but it was just very, I don't know if you've ever seen nip tuck. Yes. When they just mark you up, make you feel like a total piece of that's what it was. I was just like, ugh. I felt even grosser leaving than I did going in.
Oh my gosh. And so how soon after that did you go under and have the procedure done?
So he has quite a waiting list. So I think it was about they originally quoted me like 6 months, but somebody had canceled. So she called me and was like, hey, can you do it next week? And at the time I could take off work pretty much whenever. I got some shifts covered and I was able to do it. So I think it was about 3 months.
Oh, wow. So then after that whole consult, then you went under 3 months later.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And so what made you decide to continue to go with him after that whole encounter?
Well, it was just like, I was happy with my nose. I was happy with my breast augmentation that he had done originally 10 years previous. Or 10 years prior. And I just thought, I guess this is with anybody that makes a lot of money and fame or whatever. I could tell that he was definitely doing well for himself. And I just thought, hey, maybe he's a prick now, because like, look, or take a look around, girl. Like his office was elaborate as hell. Yeah. And it was not the office that I remember that I had originally got. So I just figured, hey, it is what it is. He's just.
Yeah. Then he might still be good.
Yeah, exactly.
Got you.
Exactly.
So then when you went in, did you go under local anesthesia or general anesthesia?
Yeah, they put me out all the way.
Okay, got you. And so how was it when you woke up?
I honestly can't really remember too much of it. It was okay. It was kind of like how I remembered it before. I didn't really remember too much.
Yeah.
But leading up to it, it was not the maybe pre-care that I had received beforehand, Like when I originally went to him the 10 years ago, the anesthesiologist called me before the surgery. I had some major concerns. I was really scared about going under because I'd never been put under before. And he like walked me through it. Everybody at the office was really kind, very thorough, and gave me a lot of information because I was asking for a lot of information because I like to know exactly what I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to do it to get the best results.
Yeah.
I was told so many different things, even before going under. It was just like,
Compared to the first time.
compared to the first time, it left a lot of room for confusion.
Oh,
And
wow.
I kind of had some bad feelings about it, even going into it. And I wish I would have listened to those.
Oh, I got you. So, what were the things that left you the most confused before going under?
It There was just misinformation. It was, you know, like you need these leg pumpers that they were adamant that I had.
Yeah.
They were like $400, and then one person told me I didn't need them. The other person told me that I did. It was just a lot of confusion. I guess beforehand it was mainly that, and I was just getting so much misinformation, miscommunication. People were calling me, telling me one thing, and somebody else is calling me and telling me another. That was definitely a red flag.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Yeah.
And then even like before you're about to go under, I could totally see like how terrifying that could actually be.
Yeah.
And so then when you woke up, how were they when you woke up from the surgery?
I mean, it wasn't anything too crazy. I can't remember if they were rude. I don't think they were rude. It was just kind of, you know, usher you off, wait for your ride, and then you're kind of out.
Wow. And so how was that first post-op appointment with your surgeon?
Oh, it was terrible. Absolutely terrible. When I got home from surgery,
Yeah.
they had not sent me with the $400 leg things that were so important to have. They sent me home with the wrong bra, the wrong holding bra.
Yeah.
They sent me with no, my pain medication was not at the pharmacy.
Wow.
So they sent the antibiotic, I'm assuming is what it was.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then some other things for nausea, but no pain medication. And they sent all of the medication that was available to a wrong pharmacy. So I'm out of it. My boyfriend at the time went to go pick it up, and he like was like, you know, he's tripping because he's like, they don't have her medication. So he's throwing a fit. He had to call because I'm just completely out of it. I don't really remember a lot of it, but I do remember waking up from no pain medication and being like, holy fuck, this hurts a lot. Like I literally posted on Instagram, does anybody have any Loratabs, Narcos, whatever? I'll have them back tomorrow. Like, can we have a tray? Like looking like a drug addict because I was in that much pain.
Oh my gosh, yes. Because at that time you had your breasts done,
Yes.
well, redone, and lipo done at the same time.
Correct.
Right?
And I had lipo done in 2 areas, my abdomen, my lower abdomen, and my flanks on my back. And
Yeah.
I can remember it was so painful that I couldn't even like sit down to pee. Like I was in a lot of pain, and I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that they could make such a big mistake.
Yeah. And how soon were you able to even get your medication from them?
It was the next day around like 5 o'clock, but I had to continuously call them. And that was another thing. To get a hold of them or to get any information or to have them do anything for me, it was like you had to call them 4 or 5 times a day and be kind of irate for them to even take you seriously.
Oh my God.
So it was to the point where they apologized for not sending me home with the right bra under strap because I went larger. So there was something else that you had to have. And then, you know, they wanted me to drive up there to pick it up. And I was like, absolutely not. Who's going to drive me? I didn't have anybody to drive me. You know what I mean? So the girl actually came to my house to drop it off. But that wasn't until maybe 2 days later.
Oh.
So I did get my medication the next day around like mid-afternoon.
Yeah. And then you didn't get your bra until 2 days later.
Yeah. And the leg pumpers for your circulation, I think that is what they said.
But you did end up getting the leg pump
Yeah,
replaced
like
in
a
the
few
end.
days later, but I had to call him. Who wants to call the damn plastic surgeon 10 times a day?
And
When you're up,
why
yeah.
should you? Why couldn't they have just given you everything
Yeah,
at that time? You
exactly.
know what I mean?
Exactly. And it's
And
like I paid for it, man.
yeah, and so with the lipo, what kind of aftercare did he give you for the lipo? And did he send you home with a garment?
So I did get sent home with a garment. I woke up in that garment.
Yeah.
But I felt even at that time that the garment was too big. And that's another thing. So when they sent me home with an aftercare sheet, it was completely different from when I had talked to what maybe his head nurse or head person at his office.
Yeah.
So it was two totally different things.
Yeah.
It was very confusing. Some people said, massage right away. Some people said don't massage at all. It was just very confusing. There wasn't a clear direction of what you were supposed to do to take care of it. And then when you're looking down at your body and you're completely black and blue all over the place, you're just like, huh, like, what am I supposed to do here?
Yes.
And I could tell straight away that something was wrong.
Yeah.
I had it just looked like a water bag in my skin.
Yeah.
So I went in for that and he stabbed it and pulled the liquid out of my stomach. And at that time, I had some major concerns and I was like, what is this? Why is it like this? And I could tell it was very inconsistent. It was lumpy, even a couple days after. And I thought, okay, maybe that's just the swelling. That's what they told me when I went in for them to take the liquid out of my body. And he was like, well, you have to let it sit. You have to let it heal. And I figured, okay, that could be true. But even in my head, I was like, that is too up to be something that's just going to go away.
Yeah.
And it was painful. It was almost like where he inserted the rod thing to suck out the fat.
Yeah.
It was like every track that he had taken into my abdomen was hard and just not good.
Wow. And that actually kind of sounds like you had a seroma.
Yes, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, because it sounds like a pocket of fluid, and when you touch it, it literally ripples.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Wow. And did you have to go back in to have it sucked out again? Like, did it fill up with liquid again?
After he did it the first time, no, but it was still a little liquidy. And then I just kept the garment on, and I had actually bought another one. And then I was using a waist cincher around that to try to push it in to where my body would reabsorb the liquid maybe.
Yeah. And so then after that, how long after that did you discover that you actually needed massages? How did you figure out that you needed massages for the aftercare?
It wasn't until I had to go back to the office a few times to continuously state my concerns, because there was, follow-up appointments I think I had a good 4 or 5 follow-up appointments.
Yeah.
So I would say about 6 months after the first procedure, I was like, there is something wrong. This is not right. I need, like, you guys are going to have to do a touch-up, or you're going to have to do something, because it was so inconsistent. It was so bumpy. It was painful. It just wasn't good. So they had agreed, and then the doctor came back in and looked at me, didn't even look me in the eyes, basically told me that the reason why it was so lumpy is because I gained weight. Now, let me tell you this. The weight that I had gained of a difference on the scale was 7 pounds, and I was on my period. So any woman knows you're going to fluctuate 10 pounds
of inflammation, yes,
give or take on your period.
100%.
And the way that it was like, well, if you wouldn't have gotten fat, like, you wouldn't be having these problems. That was the vibe that I got from him. And he was just so dismissive and rude.
Yeah.
And then he looks at me and is like, you need to lose the pounds before I'll even take you back to do the surgery, to redo, what would you do? Like a secondary surgery, a touch-up surgery?
Yeah, like revision.
Revision.
Yeah,
there you
revision,
go.
Yes.
So obviously I'm like, that's not a problem. So 30, like I came back maybe 3 weeks after that, and I
Yeah.
was lower, 4 pounds lighter than I was in my original surgery. So they put me on the books for that. But it
Yeah.
was 7 months out.
Oh, wow. So then this is already like over a year and a half then.
Yeah, correct.
When you
And
had
it
the
was
revision surgery for the lipo.
correct. So it was like by the time I needed the revision surgery, you could tell that some major mistakes were made.
Yeah.
And what those mistakes are, I'm not sure because I'm not a professional, but I knew there was something wrong.
Yeah.
So they do this revision surgery, and mind you, I'm awake the entire time.
Also you were under local.
Yes, local for the revision. And this is what he says to me as he's standing over me and I'm looking up at him. He was like, make sure you stay the weight because I'm not doing this again. And he cursed too. And I was just like, oh God. I was like, Amber, just shut the up and, just get it over with. So as he's puncturing me with all of the numbing, whatever it is.
Yeah.
He's, and it's painful. So I'm like grimacing and then he's just kind of like talking shit to me the whole time. Like it was not anything that was like completely out of line, but it was just like the whole bedside manner. You could totally tell the ego was there. And like, he just didn't give two shades of shit about me or what I was feeling. So I'm just sitting there and I can remember he starts going and I tell him, hey, I can still feel that. And he was going up pretty high on my sternum right here. And I was like, I can still feel that. And I'm telling you, it felt like a needle just like piercing through your skin. And he was like, well, if you can feel it, then I guess we're just not going to do it. And I was just like,
what?
Oh my God. And I'm like, no, it's fine.
What?
I was like, I'd rather get it done. I'm like, I can deal with the pain. Just go for it. Like, I'd rather get it done. And the whole time,
what the
it was wild. So I'm like sat there and I'm just like, please just like let this, I'm meditating. I'm just like praying. I'm doing my thing. I'm just trying to get through it. And I was like, this guy, and I knew right then, I was like, this is gonna not work. Like you're gonna have to figure something else out after this because this isn't gonna be the fix it to this problem.
Yeah.
So I leave. I go, my best friend comes to pick me up. I'm at her house and I'm telling her everything. And she's just like, what? She's like, what do you mean? And, at this point, like,
oh my God.
I remember everything clearly because I wasn't all drugged up on anything. And I just can't even believe, well, if you could feel it, then we shouldn't do it. I'm like, how can you just leave me all deformed? And I kept telling him, I'm deformed. And he was like, well, it's your fault. You gained weight. What? Like, except what? It didn't make any sense. So,
and you know what? Him gaslighting his patients, saying it's their fault.
Yeah.
That for the reason why they're deformed.
Yeah.
And
Gaslit the fuck out of me.
And it's like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? You're a surgeon. Like, you can't. How can you have this kind of bedside manner with someone?
I mean, he doesn't have any. I don't remember him being that unkind. I really don't.
10 years ago.
No.
Yeah.
But 10 years ago, I do remember as I'm sat in the waiting room and it was about 2 hours maybe I was in the waiting room. So it was definitely way longer than I anticipated. I hear like commotion and this girl comes storming down the hallway. You me up for life. Like freaking out. And I couldn't really tell that there was anything wrong with her nose, but she was really upset. And then finally it's my turn and I go into the consultation room and he was like, thank you for being patient. Thank you for actually still sticking around for the consultation. I'm going to show you what her nose looked like before. I'm not supposed to do this. So he shows me pictures of her nose before, shows me the pictures of her nose after she stormed out and is explaining to me, she took her cast off too early. She's supposed to leave it on for 2 weeks. You know, it was just like, I'm still happy with my nose, but I wonder if I should have just walked out that day, to be honest. And maybe these problems were something that he always had. They were just 10 times worse after he made the money that he made, maybe.
And it's so sad to kind of see how something like fame and getting a name in town can actually turn you into an egotistical
Yeah. Yeah.
and treat your patients like this. It's so hard to say, and I'm so sorry that even had to happen to you, and how traumatic it is being on the table.
Yeah, it was
like ready to go, and then him talking to you.
Pretty much, yeah.
I can't even believe that.
It felt like you were getting berated for not cleaning your room by your father. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
And there was so many different things that happened. Like, so when I went back for my follow-up care after the revision surgery, I'm in the waiting room, and there's another girl that is really upset. And I was like, I looked over at her and I was like, did fuck you up too? And she was like, oh, you have no idea. She busts out these photos, and her underboob is like so infected that they can't even suture it closed. And she had said that her infection like this has gone away a little bit, come back, gone away, come back. And that he was telling her that he has to remove the implants so that they can heal the wound and then go from there. And she was like, I'm a dancer. Like, what do you mean? Like, this is messing with my money. It's messing with everything. I can't live like this. We actually exchanged numbers, but I felt so bad for her, almost to the point where it was like, my situation's not that bad, But it was like, clearly he had been doing people dirty and not performing at the level that he claims that he can perform at.
And how much did you end up paying for your procedure? For the lipo with the...
It was like 20 grand.
Wow.
A little over 20 grand. And another thing that caught me off guard that was really strange, when I was trying to schedule my revision surgery.
Yeah.
I kept calling back again and again and telling the girls, like, when can I get a date?
Yeah.
Like, and they were like, well, we need it. And I was like, and how much is it going to be for the revision surgery? And they were like, well, we like to talk to him on a day where he's in a good mood, because what you pay depends on his mood. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, what am I like, what? So
hooked you up, and and the revision is going to depend, the price depends on his mood?
His mood. I'm dead ass serious. Well, we like to talk to him on Fridays because generally he's in a better mood. And I'm like, okay, I guess. And still, it was weeks and weeks before they even would like schedule me in for the revision surgery. And so I ended up paying, I think it was close to $1,000.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. So
because after paying $20,000, that's a lot.
Well, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, and then if you would have said 5, I would have been even more pissed. And and probably the reason why he was talking so much to you too on the table is he's like, oh, I'm only getting 1,000.
Absolutely.
I'm only getting, and you might, and it's just going. He's like probably thinking, I'm not getting nothing for this. I'm not getting nothing for this.
Yeah.
This is going to the anesthesiologist anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
And then for you to even feel everything to begin with the local.
Yeah.
Like unacceptable.
It was pretty unacceptable.
So unacceptable.
Like, give me another shot, dude. Like,
at least let the shot kick in.
Well, yeah, but it was like, I definitely felt it higher up on my abdomen. And then that's when I remember, and I mean, that area hurt for months afterwards. So I don't know if he was just going too hard or what he was doing, but he definitely was a straight about it, for sure. And I kind of realized things were really bad for my follow-up appointment. From the revision surgery. So at that point, he had switched me to like his head girl maybe that did the follow-up. I'm pretty sure she has like some kind of actual requirement by the state to do what she does.
Yeah, gotcha.
And I had capsular contracture in my left breast.
Oh, when you went bigger?
Mm-hmm. So I had capsular contracture on the left breast. So she was doing certain kind of like treatments on that. So I was going in often. Now I liked her. So when the revision came to that, she gave me an entirely different aftercare paperwork for my liposuction. And she's the one that told me you should really go get lymphatic massages. And I was like, how come I'm now just hearing about this for the first time? And like at this point, it's like over a year and a half. And she was like, well, they should have told you. And I'm like, well, they didn't. And her words to me and the aftercare for the liposuction was completely different than the first time that I went. And I kept trying to explain that to her, and she never spoke on it. She kind of just put her head down and was like, I'm really sorry. And I could tell that there was obviously some issues in that office. And while I'm there, you can hear the girls bickering, bantering, and you could just hear them almost talking about the doctor, about different patients, about nobody in that office seemed like they were happy to be there. Like almost like they were afraid of him. It was really weird.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
And I'm glad that she was actually able to help you with the capsular contracture. Thank goodness for that. What didn't you also do something else to your breast to help relieve that capsular contracture?
Yeah, I put castor oil on it. So I was slathering my boob in castor oil every night, and like 3 to 4 times during the day, and I just massaged out of it.
Good.
And was wrapping, at one point I was wrapping the one boob, my tall ass, wrapping my one boob with saran wrap and castor oil. And I honestly believe the little treatments that she was giving me didn't. I honestly believe that the castor oil. Yeah, for
and
sure.
actually, after you told me that, because I'm a breast massage therapist, and you came to me for your stomach, but after you told me that and seeing your boobs and how good they look, and I couldn't even tell you had capsular contracture, and I've actually been using that on some of my patients that have really bad, severe capsular contracture in between my sessions with them, and it works.
It does.
It really, really works. And so now, after all of that, how many weeks were you when she told you you need to go get lymphatic massages done?
I think it was about 6 weeks, maybe 4 to 6 weeks.
How soon after that did you find me?
So I was looking around. Basically, when she told me get lymphatic massages done, I was looking on the internet, and I originally was trying to go to this other place. And I went to the office 3 or 4 times. The office was never open. And then I randomly found you. And I was like, this has got to be fate. Because why is this other place closed? And then when I spoke to you, you were like, yeah, that's pretty bad. But you didn't say that to me, really. But your face said it all. But
I know. Isn't it crazy to look at the before pictures and to look now?
It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. So if you guys, and like, obviously I told Sabrina she can definitely share my photos with anybody. When you see the pictures after the revision surgery, they're horrible. But the pictures that I had before the revision surgery, like it was to the point where you didn't even want to take your shirt off to have sex. Like I didn't wear a bathing suit for 2 summers. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
And so have you been back into his office since then?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no. No, absolutely not. I don't have anything to say to him. I don't have anything to say to his staff. I'm usually a very tolerant person, very understanding person. Just like they don't follow up. They don't, nothing. It's just like, well, if you don't like it, go somewhere else. And quite frankly, like I wouldn't let him touch me ever again. Ever again.
No, 100%. I totally agree with you, and I totally understand. And how do you feel now that we've been working together? And how do you feel in your body?
Oh, I feel way better. I mean, the photos speak for themselves. It is night and day. I honestly believe if I didn't find you and I didn't come to you, I would be not in a mentally great headspace. It would have affected me much more than it has.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
100%.
we haven't even been working together for that long. I think I started coming to you maybe in October or
Yeah.
November of last year.
Yep.
And the difference is night and day.
Yep, 100%.
For sure.
Night and day.
Night and day.
And it's so crazy to think that how important it is to have a good aftercare plan.
Aftercare plan, for sure.
Do you think the massages are a huge part of the aftercare?
I mean, like I said before, the picture, the proof is in the pictures right there. I honestly, yeah. When I first started seeing Sabrina, I had, these like, it looked like a roadmap of just hard, bumpy stuff. And most of all of that is completely gone. And
we just have one
little area. But it's like to have all of that scar tissue or whatever it is in there.
Scar tissue, fibrosis.
It was over a year too that stuff had just hardened up. You know what I mean? So for it to be an old injury and to see that type of improvement on an injury that's that old.
That's right, because you had your revision like a year and a half after.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
living with the horrible fibrosis from the first surgery for a year and a half, going in and having a revision, being talked to, and that causes so much trauma in itself. We hold emotional trauma in our fascial system. Just having that type of personal thing happening to you. So there's a lot of emotion there to begin with. And then 6 weeks later, because you have a problem with your boob, not even like the stomach problem's there, and then being told you should go get massages done. Yeah. So this surgeon, he actually thinks that the massages are all he thinks that compression is all he thinks that you don't need to do nothing. Just keep doing what you're doing. No nutrition, no compression, no massages, none of what I say is like the 5 key components to a good procedure. And it is just astronomical to me that I can't believe, yes, all this stuff happened. But thankfully, we're doing good now.
We're doing great
and
now.
when was the first procedure done? How many years has it been now from the first one?
Like the very first one?
Not the one that was 10 years before, but the first lipo.
I think it was 2022.
Oh, wow. So almost 3 years?
Yeah, because I was still, 2022.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, super crazy.
It's so silly.
But thankfully, we're going to have a happy ending.
I know.
Yes. Thankfully. And then thankfully, we are. Like, there's just one more little tiny spot, but it's going to get corrected. And everything. And thankfully, everything is good now. It's so crazy to see in the pictures.
Oh, my God.
But
get massages, y'all. Because
yes. And
get a surgeon, too. But also get your massages and do your research, because not all reviews are accurate.
Not exactly. Exactly. And that's the craziest thing. That's why I like when you're able to talk to other people. And I know sometimes word of mouth can also be super deceiving.
Sure.
If you watch the show, you've heard it from other people. They did word of mouth and it didn't turn out so good either. But do your research. Make sure that you actually talk with the surgeon personally. If they don't have good bedside manner to begin with, just walk out.
Yeah, that's what I would definitely say, that, because if they're going to just treat you like dog shit before they even have your money, what are they going to treat you like after they have your money?
Yeah.
Which I would have listened to my gut for sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Welcome.
And so now let's start some rapid fire questions.
Oh, shit.
Rapid fire questions. So, how did this affect you emotionally?
Oh, it sucked. Yeah.
Like,
I'm pretty tough and I have tough skin and high pain tolerance, but rocking that night with no pain medication sucked. And then the aftermath that it caused me having to wear compression garments for pretty much a year
Yeah.
all through summer, bartending. You're uncomfortable and you just are like, how could this happen? Why did this happen? I'm such an idiot. And then it affected my sex life for sure too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't want to take my shirt off.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
you don't feel sexy when your stomach looks like I don't know, Rocky Road ice cream. You know what I mean? Like it sucked. And it was like that for a long time, almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
How's your sex life now, though?
It's awesome. For sure.
Yes,
Your girl's back in the saddle.
Yes, I love it. I love it. We love being back on the saddle.
Yeah.
And so, second question. If you could go back and do something different, what would you do?
I would have listened to my gut for sure, and I would have walked out of his office,
That's
done some more research, and found a different doctor.
beautiful. Yeah, I totally feel you on that.
I knew better. I knew it. There was something that didn't feel right.
Yeah. And so for my last question, who do you think would be a good candidate for this procedure, celebrity-wise?
I can't really think of anybody, but I think anybody should be, anybody that wants to be a candidate should be able to be a candidate. You know what I mean? You
Beautiful.
You shouldn't have to worry about like maiming your body because he's an egotistical.
Thank you. And that's exactly so well said. And that's why I was like, yep, this is the question. This is the question because it's just too funny. And such a good way to end the note.
Yes.
And so on that note, Amber, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your story. I've honestly been personally looking forward so much to having this conversation with you because this type of bedside manner disgusts me.
Yeah.
Like it disgusts me. It repulses me. I can't even fathom that a medical professional would actually talk to his patients like that. I can't even imagine. This is such an emotional job that this needed to be talked about. So thank you so much for coming on the show. And one last question. I ask everybody this question. If you have any advice to give to someone who wants to have plastic surgery, what advice would you give them?
Just do your research. And even me, I did my research over and over and over again, but the research was 10 years old. And I probably should have dived deeper because a lot can change in 10 years.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Amber. It's been so beautiful. And on that note, guys, thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day, morning, night, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. Like, share, subscribe, hit the push notifications for all things plastic surgery, and bye.